You're listening to Win-Win, an entrepreneurial community with your host, Ben Wolf.
And welcome to Win-Win, an entrepreneurial community. Welcome to this very special satirical episode, special for Halloween of the Win-Win podcast. And today we are going to learn from our guest how to build and scale your illegal arms trading business. Before we get going, I just want to remind everybody to subscribe, leave a review. If you appreciate what we're sharing here, I hope you share it on social media, your networks, WhatsApp, wherever it is that you share things. And you can definitely subscribe, leave a review. We'll make the content that we are sharing here and the information and knowledge, whether you have an illegal arms trading business or any other kind of business, more accessible to more people. And I hope that everybody will enjoy this episode. And without further ado, I want to introduce our guest today. So our guest today is the founder and CEO of Guns R Us, LLC. He is the author of Jeffrey's Gun, The Giraffe You Thought You Knew. And you can check out more about him at his website, gunsrus.com. And with that, I give you Albert Hakim. Welcome, Albert.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. It's a pleasure to not have to be at target practice right now to speak with you. And very happy for you to have me on the show.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. And look, I know you're coming from a secret location using VPNs and anonymous, dark web, utilization things. I don't even understand, all the expertise that you have, but I do appreciate you making the time and finding the ways, which I know is difficult in your situation. So I'm very, very grateful that you were able to come on today.
Listen, as much as they try, we can always figure out how to get around it. So it's my pleasure.
Right. Absolutely. So, I'd like to start with you as I do with all the guests here. To start off with, if you could just quickly give us a 2-minute background, a 2-minute history, maybe stuff that's not necessarily reflected on your LinkedIn profile. They'll help give us a little context for our discussion today about, how maybe those up and coming illegal arms traders can kind of build and scale their own business. So just a little more context and background.
So I take mentoring the next generation very seriously. And if anyone has real passion, like I have passion for trading illegal arms, I encourage them to be in touch with me, and I'm happy to take them through. And maybe they'll really learn the right way to do it, which is the way I did it. You got to start small and you work your way up. Today's generation, the millennials, they want it for free. That you got to start at the beginning. So, some people may have heard of my great uncle, also by same name, Albert Hakim. He got into a little bit of trouble. He made the media when he was dealing, with Iran and the United States, but that was many years ago. But I grew up in his store, right? I worked in the kitchen, which is where you start. And, I was in the kitchen and they would say, hey, Albert, take this gun over there next door. And I would run the gun to, the terrorist next door. And then little by little, I would run 2 guns. They'd send me, but can come back with coffee also while you're out. Even though I worked in the kitchen, I don't know why they sent me out for coffee. So and then little by little, I worked my way up to a bag, then, a trunk full, then maybe a bus full. Eventually, I went into the business for myself, and I thought I had a great name, Ben. I hope your viewers are listening to this. I spent money to make sure I got the .com and the .net and the .co because I wanted
That's important.
Name. It was called Terrorists Are Us.
Wow. Was that expensive, or you got that early on before it was taken?
It wasn't that expensive then, but like everything, if you wait, it goes up in price.
Yeah.
And then they try to bribe you and hold you hostage. So whatever it is.
Literally.
But then terrorists somehow became a bad word, because they don't have good PR. They don't know how to do things. And
it's not fair.
It's horrible. Really, terrorists have to have their day. So right around the time that Toys R Us was going out of business, I went, I know what to do. I'll change it from terrorists to guns, and now everything is good. And then with that change, I was able to leapfrog into a a global entity from being a small, but I never forgot my roots, Ben.
Well, congratulations.
I stay humble, because those guns got heavy after a while, back and forth, back and forth.
Right. Well, right now you have other people to, other people to
Yes,
move
right.
those arms.
Now I don't run anymore. No more running for me. Now other people have to do my running.
Right. And, and I do appreciate your commitment.
Hey, be quiet.
I do appreciate, I apologize. You got that.
They work like
that
dogs.
dog in the background.
They work like dogs. They bark.
Unbelievable. Look, and I appreciate your commitment to the up and coming generation of, terrorists and arms dealers and whatnot. It's really inspiring. And I guess, what I'm hoping that our listeners can get away from today, and, especially up and coming arms dealers, is this whole reality around you, which is that, big governments coming in everywhere, making your whole industry illegal with all these draconian trade embargoes, sanctions. I want to talk today about what is the keys to surviving and thriving in such a challenging business climate in your industry. So because
that's a great, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say the first thing I wanted to talk about, because there's, a lot of places this conversation can go, but firstly is like, how do you build value? I mean, you've spent years, first in, for somebody else, and now in your own business, building up a business. How do you build value?
So first, to the first part of your question, let me borrow something that a good friend of mine says a lot. He goes, "Oi, it's such a problem with the governments and the things." But let's talk about building value. You can't shoot from the hip and expect to build a company. You really have to kind of look at what other people have done that have been successful and try to replicate that and try to model against that.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be a student of this industry and a student of business. And what I've learned, very important, is recurring revenue. Recurring revenue. You've got to know that on a consistent basis, you have money coming in. So
is that important for running the business, or mainly if you want to sell it, to private equity terrorist fund or something like that?
So I think if you build your business with the thinking that you want to sell it someday, you're going to build a much stronger business.
So it's both.
So if you can build recurring revenue into your business model, especially in the arms business, you think about it, you make a big sale, it's over. Right?
Yeah. It's all
communist
one-offs.
country buys a few airplanes full of product, and then what? And then what do you do with all that inventory? You don't want it to go stale, though you don't have that much of a problem in my world. So what can you do to get regular recurring revenue on a monthly basis or on a quarterly basis? So one thing that I came up with was subscriptions. We have a subscription model. The month of the gun club.
Out of the month club. Is that a B2C or B2B?
Everything is B2B. We don't deal with the consumer. We deal B2B.
Okay.
They want to do their own business to consumer. It's up to them. So, but in the B2B month of the gun club, we bring the latest in arms. We have articles. We have we have a newsletter that goes out with it every month with tips and things you could do at home, but I can't send it to you. It's not for public consumption. The point on the business model, I get $100 a month from each subscriber, whether they use it or they don't use it. It's like a gym membership, right? Do you go to the gym?
I start off really good, and then it just tapers off.
Hey, so same thing in my world. Right? So, but you think about it, $100 a month, $1,200 a year. If you have several hundred or several thousand subscribers, you could survive very nicely in between those big sales to the communist countries.
That's a great point.
I like recurring. And the other thing I like a lot that my great uncles taught me is the value. So what I do in particular, and I've made a name for myself in this, is whenever I ship a big arms delivery, I make them wait for the ammunition until I get paid first. I want cash flow positive.
Well, cash is king.
So there's a lesson there. If you're running a fast food chain, I would serve the burger and hold the meat, right? And only after they paid, maybe I'd give them the meat. So cash flow is an important thing.
Right.
Another important thing.
What's that?
You ready for more? Customer concentration.
Right.
If I only have one customer, then I have all my broken eggs in one basket. No good.
Right. Like imagine Soviet Union, 1991, they go out of business.
Yeah, sure. Their economy tanks. They can, they have to use their money to buy wheat. Who's going to pay for the arms? So you've got to spread it around. So like, the Iran proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, yeah, they're big buyers. Okay. But I can't put everything with them. I've got to spread it around to the little guys. QAnon is coming along now, and some of these other radical groups. You've got to be able to spread it around to the little guys too. So the message, embrace the little guy. Don't be afraid of the little guy.
Right. You got to diversify. You got to diversify.
You got to diversify. You got to diversify.
All right, makes sense.
And something that I learned, because I saw my friends in this business, they never take a vacation. They're working as hard as can be. And they're always calling me, Albert, I can't find good help. So I can't go with you for on that safari. So you got to, as much as possible, look at your role as an owner and try to not wear so many hats. Good people doing things. And I have a rule of thumb. If I can't take a 2-month vacation every 3 months, I'm working too hard in the business.
Right.
So the role of the owner is a very, very important factor in building a good business.
Right. You got to delegate and elevate, right? You have to delegate to people you could trust so that you could elevate to your own highest and best use in the business.
Absolutely. And you understand this concept. So those are a few of the key things I try to really do in my business. And you know what? I have a lot of time to think about it on these 2-month vacations at a time. It's good.
Yeah. Well, it's really amazing that you could do that. I guess I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about, what you've learned from all your years in this business in terms of like attracting new clientele, attracting new customers. What is that like? How do you do that? And have you had any particular difficulties now in this post-COVID age? Are there any special challenges that come in the arms trading business when it comes to business development?
So that's a very good question, Benjamin. And it's okay if I call you Ben, right?
Ben, yeah, definitely prefer Ben to Benjamin, actually.
Okay.
It's my professional.
So look, we're a very secret business. We need trust. Trust is the key thing. So, if someone doesn't trust you, they're not going to do business with you. And the way we've always built trust is we go fly, we'd visit them, pick a nice secret location, not a crappy secret location, nice secret location, share a little Turkish coffee or something, something to eat, something to drink, a lot to drink. And then we do business. So COVID now, it's very difficult to do business because, it's hard to meet, can't really fly. It's difficult to fly.
Right.
My private jet everywhere, but, I don't want to deal with that all the time. And
expensive.
It gets very expensive. So, we use this Zoom, right? And this internet and the government, they're all over it. They're monitoring, they're this, they're that. So, it's the most highly paid guy on my payroll is my technology guy.
Seriously.
I don't even know his
sales.
name. Not sales. Sales is easy. Technology.
Wow.
So trying to keep my internet secure so that I can do business. But COVID is very challenging because I can't meet these people.
Well, how has it affected? I mean, how has it affected your gross revenue?
Oh, we're doing great.
Okay. You found ways around it.
Well, it's not just that it's not that I'm so smart that I found ways around it. Everybody's angry. Everybody's very mad. COVID.
That's true.
They can't go to they're angry. So, what do angry people do? You put a gun in their hands, they start shooting. It's good. So they're very angry. So the anger has boosted revenue.
Right. Oh, that is really interesting. I did not see, you talk about like Zoom benefiting from what's going on and, some of these, online businesses benefiting from what's going on, mask manufacturers, things like that. I didn't realize, just
Look,
with the
my
anger.
my my clients have been wearing masks for years, Ben.
That's,
So this is
that's a
not
good
new.
point. That's a
This is
good
not new
point.
to them.
That's a great point. And like, but how are you reaching out to new people? Again, you can't meet in person like you're talking about. So how are you reaching out to new people?
So through my subscription, Gun of the Month Club at www.gunsaros.com.
Okay, got it.
Um, I do have salespeople, you know,
Uh-huh.
and they reach out. Of course, they have to change their aliases every other day, every week, then, because they can't stay the same person. They'll get
Right.
but so it's becoming difficult, but we manage to react. And then what we're doing very effectively, I believe, is really learning how to use social media.
Hmm.
So we're getting the message out through social media. And it's not that I want to connect directly with them. I want to connect to their connections.
Hmm.
We're making, trying to use this, the power of social media. And what I do a lot is when I post, I do a lot of posting. I
Mm-hmm.
everybody share, like, and comment on my posts.
That's critical.
Way it goes viral, and that's how we spread the word through social media. But Ben, there's nothing like good old fashioned word of mouth.
Right.
The terrorists know where the good stuff comes from. It comes from,
Mm.
and they know that they can trust Guns R Us to get them the right product when they need it at the right price. So we take some of the technology, get the word out, but good old fashioned word of mouth is good. And maybe you've heard of affiliate marketing.
Well, how does that work?
So it's like commission, So if on your website, if you promote my illegal gun business,
Right.
I give you a little vig.
Uh-huh.
I send you something nice. I can't tell you what.
You got it. Okay. I mean, that sounds cool. And how do you actually define your target market? I mean, I assume, look, you're a savvy business person.
That's very funny. You use the word target.
That's right.
You're a funny guy.
There was no pun intended.
So my whole market is a target.
That's true.
We look for where there's trouble in the world, and we go there, that's very easy to find. All you have to do is watch the news,
Mm-hmm.
where there's trouble, and that's where we go. We're like, we're like a fly that goes right where it doesn't smell so good.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want the flies getting in the wrong place. I remember one time my handgun actually, fell in the guacamole. Then I had guacamole.
Oh my God.
I had guacamole,
That's terrible.
when that happens.
That's
But,
terrible. That takes a long time to clean out. Oof.
yeah, totally. And, I mean, I don't know if you've considered this. Have you thought about like, connecting, like you said, it's, you want your posts, you want to like give value, right? You don't want to just, keep it all to yourself, kind of like behind the paywall, right? But you want people to know you, to more people to learn about, hey, Albert's the guy to go to if you want, if you need arms that you can't just buy in the open market. So I don't know, have you ever tried like getting into some kind of like networking group where you kind of have an agreement
Oh yeah,
where you share and like and comment on each other's posts, things like that?
Yes. I was referring to that before, but we're in a lot of networking groups. One good group I would encourage a lot of people. One is called Bite the Bullet. Very good group.
Okay.
We have another very, very, very strong group. They call themselves Dead is Better. I think they need to change their name, but it's effective.
They might think it's referring to yourself, not other people.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, it's a little ambiguous.
It's very hard to be the big fish in a small pond. I go to these groups and you have all these, these little guys that you've got the disinformation people. I don't know what they're doing there. They don't need to network. You've got all these other shady characters.
Right.
So
Gotta stay away from shady characters.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Without integrity, what are we doing?
Right, exactly.
You got to have integrity. And so I find the groups effective, and we do get good leads, and we do share each other's posts and comments, and social media is a very, very effective platform for us.
Right. Right. I think I've actually seen some of your stuff on social media, right? Where you actually get more engagement by saying like, hey, tell us your favorite gun, leave it in the comments, or
Yeah, sure. So listen, I can tell you, look, guns that are trending. There's trending is a big word now. The AK-47 always trending, steady, reliable.
Classic.
The M16. What could you
Yeah.
say? M16 is doing, but you know what? What most people don't realize, it's the Uzi that gets all of the attention.
Yeah.
They love that Uzi.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. If you don't mind, I want to switch gears again and talk a little bit about, like, look, there's no way, correct me if I'm wrong, that you got as far as you have without some role models, without people in addition to your uncles who have influenced you and your direction of business and how you've been able to build this up so successfully. Can you tell us a little bit about the role models that you've followed and who have influenced you?
So I like to look at people who are world domination people. People, who really can dominate the world, and I like to emulate myself against them. People like Richard Branson, Gil Bates, Sorge Joros, Boren Wuffet, just to name a few. Hern Varnish. Oh, and of course the Jews.
Yeah, I can't forget about them when it comes to world domination, right?
Sure, world domination.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
and I recommend you watch this new film Borat that's coming out.
Yeah.
Most people think it's comedy, but he's very, very accurate. For the Jews causing COVID in the world and disseminating COVID. Very, very accurate on that.
I keep that in mind. I definitely make sure to check that out on Amazon Prime. And one thing I want to look is, I can't imagine that your job is not stressful. I mean, diverting funds away from the world banking system, laundering money, avoiding the self-appointed world police like the United States government. It must be hard work. It must be exhausting. What do you personally do to let off steam, to relax?
A nice massage is very
massage.
Yes, nice massage. I go to a spa. My wife told me to try yoga. I tried it, but I like the spa. Very nice. Take an hour to get in. I have to check everything. I have to remove ammunition. Right. And then I all my bodyguards and.
But it probably does that take a toll on your back? All of that?
How did you know?
Just a guess.
I do have lower back problems.
Right. Well, I see a good chiropractor.
But recently, what I've picked up that I like a lot, pickleball.
Pickleball? What is pickleball? I never heard of that.
Oh, you don't know about pickleball?
I never heard of pickleball.
Yeah, check it out. You'll see. It's sweeping the nation.
All right.
Small tennis court with 4 players.
All right, let's Google it. Pickleball after the show. Everybody else, you guys Google pickleball.
Great exercise as you're starting to get older.
What's that?
Great exercise, especially as you begin to get older.
All right, I'll check it out. Pickleball. And listen, Albert, gunsrus.com. I really appreciate you making the time and digging through the tunnels of the internet to be able to get here in a secure way. Very, very much appreciated. Thank your tech people for me for helping make that possible.
And just tell your listeners to remember my motto: overthrow, overthrow, overthrow. There you go.
Yeah, the 3 O's. Got it. Thank you very much, Albert. Appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you, Benjamin.
All right, we'll see everybody else on the other side. Thanks. Bye.
You're listening to Win Win, an entrepreneurial community with your host, Ben Wolf.